Good afternoon. Thank you for your presence here and presence online. It's a great honor to be speaking here in this magnificent event. As you can notice, I'm not British. In fact, I'm from Portugal, from Lisbon. But I hope you will understand my Cristiano Ronaldo Portuguese accent. At least I'm going to try to do my best and to be as efficient as Cristiano Ronaldo is. All right, so let me be completely clear. My objective today is to sell you the best learning platform in the world, the one with the best experience, with the best content that will engage your multi-generational workforce. Okay? And to start with and explain you what is this multi-generational platform, let me talk about Generation Z. They are the largest, the most connected, the most educated generation in history. And we believe that they will shape our world in the next decades. They will shape on politics, and you can see in the activism they are having in the climate change. They'll shape on culture, they'll shape on business, and they'll shape in your companies because they'll make up 20% of the workforce in the next years to come. And if you add up the young millennials, which are very similar to Generation Z, well, you will have a big revolution on your companies with this new generation. I want to talk to you about some specific attribute of this generation, is that this generation spends more time online than any other generation. And they love YouTube. YouTube is the #1 platform they use for entertainment, for getting news, to get inspiration, to relax when they're stressed. Relax. I read something that the social networks like Instagram and WhatsApp stress the young generation a lot, and they go to YouTube to relax. But also, they use YouTube to learn. And they use YouTube to learn in very different formats. For example, to review the materials that they learned at school, and they want to review them, they watch videos on YouTube. Also to prepare their homework, they watch videos because there are videos on almost every scholar subject, mathematics, science, English, history, etc. They watch videos to learn how to play guitar, how to dance, how to do almost anything. In fact, YouTube is their favorite engine to learn. They go to YouTube, they click how to something, and it appears a number of videos that teach them how to learn, how to do that skill. It's the #1. There are 3 ways Gen Z uses YouTube from this article. #1 is learning, the other one is entertainment, and the third one is relaxing. So learning is very, very important for the Generation Z, and YouTube is their primary tool. And because of this, YouTube has become the largest learning platform in the world, hosting thousands and thousands of dedicated learning channels. Probably you know many of them. The first one and most famous and maybe became this revolution was Khan Academy. But after Khan Academy, many learning channels appeared, and today YouTube is clearly the largest learning platform in the world. But YouTube is not only used as a learning tool to learn a specific subject. During the pandemic, the Study With Me videos, for example, started to appear in millions, in thousands, and helping the young students to stay focused and motivated to study. This is a complete Generation Z invention. We never thought of Studying With Me videos. We'd go to a library or something. Generation Z invented the Study With Me videos. And they're quite cool. This one is from Glasgow. It's raining. The sound is very calm. So it helps you study or working. So I suggest you try this kind of videos. Now, things get more interesting, even more interesting, because it's not only for Generation Z. Millennials use YouTube. Generation X, it's my generation, and uses YouTube. My parents' generation uses YouTube. Everyone uses YouTube for entertaining and for learning. I suggest you try the following. Write how to in the search engine of YouTube, and you see the quantity of things that everyone goes to YouTube to learn. So the fact that all this generation and all the generations that are on the workforce use YouTube as attract the content producers, the learners, the coaches to produce content on YouTube. So you have the best-selling authors creating channels or producing content and putting them on YouTube, and also the business publications. You have the business schools. All business schools on YouTube and publishing every week content. And you have also the new and the old content producers, like the TED Talks, the School of Life, a magnificent British channel. You have the new superstars of personal development, like, I don't know if you heard, Thomas Frank, Ali Abdaal, he's a British, Egyptian British, Matt Davella, and they produce cinematographic training content on personal development, on work-life balance, etc. Jay Shetty, British author, he has a magnificent YouTube channel. So you can find the best authors, the best content producers producing very, very good content on YouTube. I heard someone say, not all the content is great, but the best content can be sublime. And there is a lot of best content. And the best content on YouTube is better than anywhere else. Some examples of not so famous content. For example, empathy. Empathy is a very important skill that we have today. We can learn empathy, 7 ways to improve empathy, in a video that is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And the 7 ways. And let me tell you, the first thing you have to do to have empathy is not to talk and to listen. If you want to know the other 7 things, just go to this video, and I'll tell you where to find these videos soon. Second example is book summaries. It's amazing. Today, we can, I think most of you will agree, we would like to read many more books than we can. It's very difficult to read an 8-hour book, one per week. But you can watch a book summary per day of 5 minutes, of 7 minutes, with a very creative way to summarize that book. And you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books summarized beautifully in beautifully animated videos produced by very creative people. And books, from classical books to the new bestseller books and to the recent books. The third example I want to show you here is a professor from Harvard Harvard School, not business school, Harvard School. He is professor of positive psychology. And he has a video, I think it's 5 minutes long, where he explains 5 ways to be happier today. So I really recommend, and and these 5 ways are grounded on scientific research. So it's not someone who says how to be happy. No, this is a professor from Harvard that summarizes here scientific research on how to be happy today in 5 ways. Let me give you my example. I worked in a telecom, a large company. 10 years ago, I was working on a telecom, a 2,500 company. And I started to learn on YouTube, and I watched this video. This is Alex Osterwalder. He is the author of Business Model Generation book, a very famous book that became the standard for entrepreneurs and for innovation. And this is a 1-hour masterclass that he gave on Stanford Business School. In the end, Steve Blank, the big guru of entrepreneurship, joins him, and they have the discussion. And in this hour, I learned more about innovation, creativity, and business model generation and business modeling than anywhere else. In fact, 1 year after, I went to a business school to learn about entrepreneurship, and believe me, much less interesting, complete, and profound than in this video. And 3 years later, I did a 2-day course in London, with Alex Osterwalder. So workshop, very interesting, spectacular. I don't remember anything new that I learned from this video. So everything I remember is from this video. The workshop was fantastic. Of course, he repeated stuff that was here in this 1-hour clip, but for another 12 hours, he spoke about other stuff. I don't remember. It was a very cool workshop. I took some selfies. I posted on LinkedIn with him. But really, everything I remember is in this video. Why? the video, of course, is very, very well done. It condensed everything for 1 hour. It wasn't 2 days workshop. And of course, I could review this video. I reviewed a lot of times. So that's why it is on my memory, and I can remember everything that is here. I don't know if you remember an ad for the iPhone 3, which is, there's an app for that. Yeah, there's an app for that. Well, YouTube could do a ad saying there's a video for that, or there are many videos for that. If you want to improve and have learning about diversity and inclusion, there are many videos about that. If you want to learn about how to avoid burnout, there are many videos about that. And one of the characteristics here is the videos are by, I'm going to say something not absolutely true, it's by authentic people. For example, this burnout is someone who had a burnout, and during these 15 minutes, the video itself is beautifully produced with a nice background music. You relax when you listen to the video. And she explains, she gives 10 ways that we can avoid burnout. It's much, much more engaging than to have someone say, well, here are 10 ways you can avoid burnout. First, sleep well, eat well, do exercise, etc. If it is someone like telling, using storytelling and telling a true story, it's much more engaging and impactful. So there's a video from almost any subject, whether it is innovation, emotional intelligence, productivity, time management, inclusion, well-being, etc. Not one video, many, many, many videos produced by high-quality content producers. Now, this is Salman Khan, the founder of Khan Academies, and he said some weeks ago that when you think about it, YouTube will go down on history as writing went down on history, as printing press, as a new phase. Because with YouTube, we can learn anything for free anywhere in our time. And this is a really extraordinary revolution that is happening in the last 10 years. So maybe corporations, organizations can also use this new revolutionary tool for their learning and development needs and to train their people. So how do you bring this best content that is relevant for your organization into your learning ecosystem and to foster this new learning culture? I'm sorry, I have to drink just a glass of water. And of course, the requirements, we don't want no time wasting. We don't want our employees to spend hours and hours watching funny videos on YouTube. We don't want distractions, and we don't want hats. So of course, that is, we cannot send our employees to YouTube and simply search for the content. But first, why you should bring this content inside your organization? This is Thomas Friedman. He is the author of Thank You Being Late book. And he argues that for the first time in humankind, the rate of technology change is faster than our capacity to adapt. 100 years ago, there was technology change, the car and the planes, but we could adapt to that. It was easy. But now it's much faster. And that means that we have to learn faster, and we have to become lifelong learners so that we can adapt to this rapid change. We noticed that in the last 2 years. Finally, everyone has to master video conferencing, remote working, etc. We had all to learn that. And there's another reason why you should bring this new culture, new way of learning inside your organization. Generation Z wants it. They expect that. They are used to learn this way. And then if they go inside your organization and there is the mandatory training, compliance training, okay, but come on, there's life after that kind of training. They expect this kind of training. They will expect to learn with the best-selling authors, etc. So you have to do this. It's really necessary. So there are 4 things you have to do to bring this kind of learning inside your organization. The first is content creation. YouTube is marvelous, but it's billion videos, billion channels. You have to select, organize, then deliver the right content, the content that is relevant for your organization and for your learning priorities. And it's hard work. It's not science fiction, but but it's hard work. The second is you have to deliver this content with the right experience. If you put this content in a old LMS that is sluggish and slow, etc., it's not interesting. You have to provide a YouTube-like experience to your employees. Third, you have to do marketing. If you do this, you have to market that to all your employees, the Gen Zs, the millennials, the Gen X, that you have these kind of resources and that should be used, and that it's important to foster self-learning and to learn continuously. Let me give you a tip. In my customers, we did a survey asking them how frequent would they like to receive a newsletter with video recommendations, short duration videos, but management tips, etc. And 90%, up to 90% of the employees want to receive weekly, and many of them daily. And we did this because there was this discussion. Oh, people receive a lot of emails. Yes, but the email is our workspace. It's where we want to receive stuff. We don't want to remember that we have to go to the platform A, B, C. So use email to communicate your learning resources. What if they are videos, courses, etc. And the third and fourth is shape the culture. What does it mean? Well, tell your employees that they should block half an hour, 1 hour per week for self-development, to explore the learning resources that the company has made available. Ask managers to encourage that. And promote, ask the CEO to say self-development is very important and digital learning is very important. Of course, there will be sometimes training in the classroom, but it's more for networking and other purpose. If you want to learn fast and become lifelong learners, you really have to use digital learning. My company, Learning Hubs, we help in the first, second, and third steps, so that you can have concentrate on the fourth step, which is foster the culture. So, because it's hard work, the hard work to do content curation, to do the marketing, and to deliver, we have a solution that provides those 3 steps. But the culture is absolutely necessary to be the HR to deliver. So, if you want to know more about these videos and how you can access these videos and the fantastic channels that are in YouTube, we can go to our stand. It will be a pleasure to see you there. It's a pleasure to meet people in person. Thank you very much, and I'm looking for your questions. I can see that I have here on the chat and the Q&A, so I'm going to review them. Okay, thank you. I forgot my glasses. It's a great way to visualize your task and see clearly areas where you could cause issues when trying to complete a task. I have used for years the coffee shop sounds when I am studying. The study with me videos. Okay. Let me see if Q&A. All right. No question. I confess, it's better to have live questions, etc. Maybe next year. But anyway, if you want to do live questions, please visit our stand. We don't like to be alone in the stand. Visit our stand and we can explain, show you YouTube, show you how we can help, etc. Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure to be here.